Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Jamie Fonda, and I'm a pediatrician who specializes in the prevention of chronic diseases in children. Before I start my talk to you guys today, I just want to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to speak, and for setting up the technology. Because I'm obviously not in the room with you. I'm off site. I'm up in Colorado, and I'm working on another project that I'll speak briefly about here soon. So, like I said, I'm a pediatrician. I'm out at the UMass Medical Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. I grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up down in Fall River, and I'm a product of the public school system. So I'm extra excited to talk to all the public school educators here at this conference. Um, I did my undergrad in medical school at UMass, and I did my residency up in Maine. So I've spent most of my life here in New England. So, as I said before, I specialize in the prevention of chronic disease in children. And what I'm seeing a lot these days is the early onset of type 2 diabetes. And unfortunately, the common thread in all of this is obesity, so childhood obesity. Um, I want you guys to think back to when you were younger, when you were a kid in elementary school. You were probably riding your bike quite a bit, going for walks with your friends in the neighborhood. You came home when the street lights came home. You spent the summers at the beach or at the pool or playing in the woods, playing in the park. You were outside all the time. Unfortunately, as a lot of you know, we're not seeing that. And it's a sign of the times. It's for a variety of reasons. But I think we can do better. I think with all the physical activity that everyone was involved in, years ago, nobody could have predicted the rate of the childhood obesity epidemic that's going on right now. Um, so right now, with kids ages 2 to 19, we're seeing about a 17% obesity rate, or that's 13 million kids. That's quite a few, and it's on the rise. And in Massachusetts, within the public school system, we're seeing about 28% of the kids coming in as obese. Those numbers can seem somewhat alarming, but fortunately, it's come to light, and we have organizations like the Massachusetts Public Health Department that's put together some interventions because they've recognized this problem, and so they're working with other institutions to promote these activity-based interventions and to promote them in the public school system. I think we all know that money's tight everywhere, especially uh, in education in the public school system. Uh, but I when I do these talks and when I talk to public school educators or members of other organizations, I try to stress to them that it's more of an investment rather than an expense. We want to get these kids more active. We want to pique their interest. We want to give them something that they like to do that's active so that they're not just sitting at home or watching video games, playing on their iPad, because we see that a lot. But there are things that they can do to get them active. Research has shown that schools, public schools, private schools, wherever, schools are a great place to deliver these activity-based interventions because they already have the equipment that we need. They have a playground, outdoor space, and a gymnasium. The problem is we're just not using them to the fullest potential. Despite all the research and that everybody knows that physical activity is great for kids, we see a lot of the schools and the communities cutting funds for physical education, cutting funds for health education, cutting recess out, or charging to participate in after school activities. And not everyone can afford that. Not every family can drive their kids to sports practices. So we understand that there's there's a problem. There's an access problem, which is another reason why schools are a good place for these interventions. Being an obese kid or becoming obese at a young age is tough on that kid, and it'll be tough on them for their entire life. It's tough on their parents, it's tough on their physicians, it's tough on everyone around them. Their mental state is affected, not only physical, mental, emotional. Everything is affected. Kids are cruel these days. But when you develop a chronic disease, and it's gonna become real expensive for you, and it's gonna be really expensive for the patient. The child who grows up to be an adult, and it's very expensive for the healthcare center, for the healthcare system, and so that's why I consider these programs investments rather than just simply expenses. There's a lot of national programs out there right now that offer resources free of charge, so that educators can get the resources from that particular program and bring them to their school system. So one of those national programs, you may have heard of it, it's called the Let's Move campaign. Michelle Obama is the spokesperson. She does a great job at promoting the whole it takes a village mentality, to create healthy children and to create healthy environment for them. If you go on their website, they have a website, Facebook page, blog. You can go on that site. You can download resources. It's very user friendly. It's promoted towards educators, parents, children, chefs, physicians. There's really something for everybody on that site. Another great resource or great program that's out there right now is the NFL Play 60 program. And that's actually why I'm up in Colorado right now. I'm a consultant on that project. It's the NFL in conjunction with the National Dairy Council and the USDA to promote, again, healthy lifestyle for kids, get moving, try to play at least 60 minutes per day. So these are nationally based programs. Are there any locally based programs that have worked? Absolutely. How many of you are from Somerville, Mass, or know where Somerville, Massachusetts is? Great. So recently there was a project there called Shape Up Somerville, and that was a community-based program, but the activity-based portions of this program were delivered in the Somerville public school system, delivered to kids in first through third grade. So they did this program for 2 years in the public school system there, and they got fantastic results. Kids liked it, parents liked it. They were able to work in the urban setting, so they made it work for them. And after about 2 years, they saw a 30% decrease in the kids' BMIs or weight level, which was great. So it works. With the right tools and the right resources, we can reverse this trend of childhood obesity. I think investing in the future of our kids is paramount to how they're going to grow up, how happy they're going to be, how happy their parents are going to be. It's important to the future, for their future, for our community's future. So I can't stress enough, this is an investment, not an expense. I truly believe that we can reverse this trend of childhood obesity. But it does take an entire community to do that. And the public school system it's a great place to start. So as educators, I simply ask for you to spread the word, the positive word, that we can indeed reverse this trend of childhood obesity and chronic diseases starting in children. Like I mentioned, there's so many resources online now. They're all free, and a lot of them contain real simple, easy, small things that you can do with your kids, with your students every day, and you'll see a positive change. If you'd like to know about any other opportunities, please feel free to contact me. I do know of a few colleagues of mine at some of the colleges and universities in Massachusetts that are looking for some school systems to partner up with to promote these activity-based interventions. So thank you for listening and have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your conference.